Hey, Deb Alps here again. This is one of the most important courses, along with the course on vision. And I really want to stress these courses. I know a lot of people are like, well, just show me the way to do it. But here's the thing: if you don't master mindset, if you don't master vision, and go back and watch vision again as well, if you don't master these two things, when the going gets rough, you're going to stop. It's just not going to work for you. And you're not going, being in business is kind of a tough thing sometimes. And, you kind of really need to master these skills here. So let's go over this. And like I said, I promise, this will probably be the last one that we have on mindset. But, go ahead and go through this anyway, because I think it will be of value to you. So for mindset, first of all, you must believe that you can achieve success. And this is pretty hard for a lot of people because, they've gone through school, they've been taught to be an employee, and this is a big thing. I mean, you're taught to be an employee when you go to school. You're not taught to be an entrepreneur. You're not taught to be resourceful. You're not taught to think for yourself. So a lot of times it's kind of tough for a lot of people. They don't believe they can achieve success. Likely too as well, you go to your parents and other people have shaped you, they've given you something called limiting beliefs, and sometimes you don't even believe you should achieve success, right? And that's what you need to do. And you must also believe that being an entrepreneur is worth the time required, because quite often you'll be working tons and tons of hours for very little reward. That's when you're starting. So you've got to master this mindset thing. Everyone that I've ever known, every successful person, they read, they work on their mindset every single day. And I would highly suggest 30 minutes a day of some mindset training, period. No matter how good you think you are, you really do need that 30 minutes just to keep that out, all that negative and all the weird stuff and all that. You need that, right? I would read two books that I really like. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. And in this book, he goes through a lot of mastering that mindset as well. And he talks about it is different. Wealthy people think differently. They don't think like the rest of the people. As an employee, you're kind of thought to, you trade time for money. Where, entrepreneurs don't do that. They don't always do that. They don't trade time for money. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This is a book that's been out there for over probably 100 years or so, and it's totally crucial to get that. He goes through mindset as well and how people think differently. Compound Effect, I'm going to add, by Darren Hardy, and The Slight Edge as well. It's another one of those good books that you probably could go out and look at. There's just a lot of books, but you really need to read about 30 minutes a day, or listen to an audio 30 minutes a day every day, because you got to work on your mindset all the time. Mindset is so critical because you can't see it if you're not really looking for it, and you never look for it if you don't believe it exists. And mindset, it gets you into a different level where you start to believe it exists. You start to believe it's possible for you. So the law of attraction. Okay, so we'll talk about that for a little bit, because I think that's really crucial. If you're thinking about your lack of money in the bank, you're probably going to have more lack of money in the bank. If you're thinking that every man or woman that you date is greedy or some such, you probably experience more of that. So you really need to watch your thought. But here's the thing. Let's talk about that for a minute. It doesn't work exactly. It's not just about closing your eyes and visualizing it and then miraculously it'll appear. It's more like, let's say that you purchase a new car and you get in that car and you're driving it around, and all of a sudden you see that car everywhere. So it becomes possible. It becomes something that exists because like I said, now you own the car. It's something that you're experiencing. So anyway, limiting beliefs. This is probably the biggest thing. That's why I went ahead and did this one here, is the limiting beliefs. Okay, how many times have you watched a show like let's say Clark Kent and Lex Luthor in Superman, right? Well, you see the lowly Clark Kent, he's the good guy. And then you have Lex Luthor, okay? Now, Lex Luthor is evil, he uses people and he does things like that. And so you got to realize how watching stuff like that is really affecting your mindset. It's giving you those limiting beliefs like, rich people are bad. Okay. The other things that, you may have grown up with, like we can't afford that, or money doesn't grow on trees. You kind of got to watch that. You've got to watch those limiting beliefs, because really it is an abundant world. We live in abundance, and we have to start thinking abundance and, constantly thinking, well, I can't afford that and stuff like that. It kind of makes that appear. So watch those limiting beliefs, because if you really believe that you can't afford it, you probably can't. Watch what you're thinking. The other things that come up as limiting beliefs is that, I can't get duplication. I can't build a team. Watch that, because that stuff is really, really, really crucial. Once you start saying it, it starts to materialize. So watch what you're saying. Watch what you're thinking. Another thing, rich people get rich because they're greedy. Watch that, okay? Because do they really? Most people that I know that are rich, Tony Robbins, a good example. I mean, he's got a program out there where I think his goal is to feed 100,000 hungry people, right? Now, does that sound like he's greedy? No, not at all. And a lot of wealthy people that I know are not at all greedy. They're probably the most unselfish people. They help other people. Again, we're going back into the Lex Luthor, Clark Kent, Peter Parker, Spider-Man issue of the, having money is bad. So watch that and watch the TV programs that you're watching. Make sure you're not taking on that, because the media is really, really huge on these limiting beliefs. Okay, so you got to have a vision. And again, we went over vision. Vision is more, what do you want to become? It's what you want to become. So you want to have a vision that pulls you, that gets you through those rough times, because you're going to need that. You're going to need that. You're going to need what you want to become. Or if you don't, you're just going to go back into the comfortable, because there's a book out there. Actually, Napoleon Hill had it, Outwitting the Devil. And he talks about the biggest things that we have trouble with in our society is the comfort zone. It's too easy to just go back to what is comfortable rather than what isn't comfortable. Being an entrepreneur isn't comfortable. You got to overcome stuff. You've got to overcome your fears. You've got to get out there. You've got to keep working. Even when you don't feel like working, you got to do it, because that's the only way that you're going to achieve success. Fear of public speaking, you got to keep going on there, maybe working on that. You just got to keep working on yourself all the time, gaining more skills. And, that's not the easy path. It's not the easiest path. Anyway, success is determined by the personal value that you put out in the marketplace, basically, and how much you're helping and serving others. So, really it's just about helping others, and those skills are valuable. It's like dollars equals the value that you're putting out there. That's the dollars that you're going to get. The more value you put out there, the more money you're going to receive, basically. And I'm just going to end with Zig Ziglar. This is a saying that a lot of people have used, and basically, you can have everything in life, everything you want in life, if you'll just help enough other people get what they want in life. So remember that. And anyway, I hope this was helpful. You know, please listen to this mindset training, because, you know, even though, you know, and I promise this is probably the only thing I'm going to have on mindset, the only other thing I'm going to have on mindset, but it's just so crucial. It's so important that you get these steps, because if you don't get these, you know, you're going to quit, you're going to stop, you're going to go back to the comfort zone. As you know, Napoleon Hill says in Outwitting the Devil. It's a good book. It's a good read, actually. It's one of his new ones. It's something that's been hidden for a while, but he talks about, like I said, talks about that comfort zone. You know, it's part of the devil's tricks. You know, well, I have enough. You know, what do I need to do this? And then, you know, what happens is, you know, have a crisis. You know, if you have not learned to build assets of some sort, either business or building rental properties or something, what happens if, like, you know, I had the situation where I was working and the companies merged. The company went public, helped them go public, and then they merged with another company, and they already had a team in place. They didn't need two teams. So, you know, I happened to be one of those people that got like, oh, well, what about if you're that way? You know, you're in your comfort, you're in your comfort zone, and all of a sudden, you know, you get laid off or something, and you don't have any other source of income. You don't have an assets that make you money whether you work or not. So, you know, highly recommend, you know, you start thinking about that and start working toward that goal. Anyway, I hope you got value from this, and we'll see you in the next video.